Right. Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Unity of Richmond's celebration service. We're glad to have you join us here in person and online, and we look forward to seeing you next week for our Easter service as well. Today is Palm Sunday, and I would like to invite those of you who are online to be prepared to do our spiritual communion ceremony with us during the meditation. So if you would just get something that a little cup of juice and maybe a cracker, and you can take communion or with us or honor communion during that time for those of you who are joining us online. So thank you for being here today. Welcome, and it's going to be a gorgeous and wonderful day in my consciousness and yours, okay? And afterwards this afternoon, of course, we do have the ordination celebration for Mayor at 2:50, right here in the sanctuary. So, all right, I'm going to call Stephen up today. He is our service leader, and
Thank you, Reverend Valorie. So, if and as you're able, let us close our eyes and take in a deep cleansing breath. Sweet Spirit, we are so very, very grateful. We are grateful for this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of Spirit in this moment and in every moment, every situation, every circumstance, every series of events, every condition. We remember as we turn within to the Spirit within us, the Spirit that is us, that we do not give our power to outer effects, to what has already been, but we give our power to the present moment, understanding that God is always present and always has infinite possibilities available to us. We rejoice in this truth, understanding that there is nothing to fear. There is no experience, no condition that Spirit cannot get us through. And we bask and rejoice in the healing, prospering, transformative power of prayer and forgiveness on this day and every day. And I release this into the ethers of a most benevolent universe that is enveloping us in divine love as we speak. And so it is. Thank you, God. Amen. So it is. All right. Please join me in acknowledging our Unity mission statement. There is only one present and one power active in the and in my life, God, the good omnipotence. And its companion statement, we are transformed lives, transforming the world. All right. As Reverend Valorie mentioned, today is indeed Palm Sunday. And what would Palm Sunday be without the daily word? Today's statement is, on Palm Sunday, I honor the divine presence within. On Palm Sunday, Jesus made his triumphant entry into Jerusalem riding a donkey colt, spiritually symbolizing dominion of the Spirit over human nature. Today, I find inspiration in that timeless Bible story. Going forward, I commit myself to mastering my impulses and judgments and continually surrendering my imperfections to the Christ within. My commitment in regularly going to the upper chamber of my consciousness smooths the rough edges of my mind and opens my heart to perfect love and purity. By following Jesus' example, I proceed with courage and confidence along the path of fulfillment and transcendence. And the Bible quote for today is, I have come as light into the world so that everyone who believes in me should not remain in the darkness. John 12:46. Please say together with me 3 times the statement for today. On Palm Sunday, I honor the divine presence within. On Palm Sunday, I honor the divine presence within. On Palm Sunday, I honor the divine presence within.
Good morning. Let's all stand and sing this together. Giving, giving thanks. Growing, growing spirit. Transforming, transforming lives. Sing it out a little bit more. Giving, giving thanks. Yeah, there it is. Growing, growing spirit. Transforming, transforming lives. One more time. Giving, giving thanks. Growing, growing spirit. Transforming, transforming lives. The last time, a little softer. Giving, giving thanks. Growing, growing spirit. Transforming, transforming lives.
All right. Thank you, Ian. Now, as you can imagine, since we celebrate abundance at Unity of Richmond, there is indeed an abundance of opportunity for your spiritual nourishment. Starting with the Easter flower dedication, this is the last call, of course, because Easter will be right around the corner here. The sign-up sheet is in the lobby, is it not? Okay, $18 donation represents one plant and one dedication. So do the math at your own discretion, and everything you need to fulfill that commitment is in the lobby. Also, just a reminder that we have reinstated the contemplative service at Unity, and which is making a lot of people very happy. The second Sunday of every month, there is a 9 a.m. contemplative service. The next one coming up will, of course, be led by the wonderful, venerable Barbara Hess, licensed Unity teacher and longtime Unity Richmond congregant. If you saw last weekend's service and her wonderful message on loving the body, it was quite nourishing and awe-inspiring, and I'm sure she'll be bringing more of that next weekend or 2 weekends from now when that contemplative service takes place. Next up, today, after the service, there will be a Q&A for those considering joining the prayer chaplain program. I believe our venerable leader for many, many years, Ms. Carol LaPierre, who lives, eats, breathes, sleeps this program and its principles, rightfully so, because she epitomizes its value. And let it be known, the value is not just in the receiving, but also in the service. It's a wonderful way to put oneself into the flow of giving and receiving, because being part of it is extremely rewarding. So for those considering or being led to inquire within, she will be here after the service to answer your questions. Next up, everybody's talking about this now. The Buddhist monks will be in town as of today, if they're not already. A reminder, sorry? March 31st. Oh, okay. That's their. Okay, my apologies. March 31st through April 5th will be their tenure here in Richmond. Reminder that all of the presentation, the programming is indeed occurring at the Unitarian Universalist Church at 1000 Blanton Avenue. There is a general flyer for the entire week of programming posted out here, as well as individual leaflets per day. So you could be totally aware of what's going on each day, that there will be different programming each day. And also an announcement many might not be aware of. We were going to be hosting them in our accommodations in our guest accommodations. Thank you. However, they have decided to stay at an Airbnb, so we will not be needing those to volunteer for that area of service. However, if one is volunteering for the programming portion at Unitarian Universalist, you should have received a volunteer link to sign up or be aware of where you're needed. And if you did not receive a link for that, please see one of the church staff members. All right. I believe that's all there. And next up, we have chair yoga with our wonderful yogic fitness and wellness professional, Petra Philippi, April 12th, 26th, May 3rd, May 24th. Wonderful opportunity to merge fitness, wellness, and divine love. And also, don't forget the Unity Foundations class coming up on April 19th. This is directly after the service, and these are periodically available for those considering becoming congregants or members or committing further to their spiritual journey here. And all questions are welcome, and there will be a wealth of resources available as well. Okay, and the sign-up sheet for that in particular is now being circulated by Reverend Valorie. Okay, and next up, I believe I'm going to turn it over to Ian.
Thank you. I just have one quick little announcement. If you are interested in singing with us for Easter this upcoming Sunday, we are having 2 more rehearsals throughout this week. They're going to be on Tuesday and Thursday night, starting at 7 o'clock, ending when we feel like it, 8 o'clock maybe. I don't know, we'll see. But I encourage everybody that would like to join us on stage to come out Tuesday and Thursday. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just like this next song that we're about to do, it's going to be a lot of fun. So this is another one I'm going to sing through this one time, but I invite everybody to kind of just sit in the lyrics, and then we're going to sing through this a couple of times and then change a couple of the small lyrics. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. That's it, let's all sing it together now. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. Awesome. If you hear a little harmony, you can sing it too. And you are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are. Yeah, you got it. Now we're going to change it to we are. And ye are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. Awesome job, everybody.
Finally get to be on the program and not jumping up and saying things about Katrina. I'm on the board. Y'all elected us. Yay. And I want to say that we're really lucky. We've got a great board that is a combination of continuity and new blood. So we've got our very, very own Barbara Smith, who is chairing and leading. Our very, very own Larry Blanchard, who is backing her up. New blood in the House, Jonathan Neely, who is acting as our treasurer, and we support him. Now, I'm going to do something that's going to embarrass Jonathan and Catherine, but I'm going to say that they are new parents, and they're looking for some support, specifically around helping with meals in their household. Love and care and trying to help that process move forward. Any of us who are there in that spirit would be terrific. I think I just stepped in and Catherine's got a face on. But nonetheless, the world is as it is, and we move in the ways that we need to get things done. Our very own Mary Beth Holtzman continues in the role of secretary. She has kept us straight for a long, long time. Our very, very own Penelope Anthony is at large along with me. And here we are, your board, dedicated to service and trying to grow Richmond, unity of Richmond as we can. You may have seen or heard Reverend Val talk about the Beloved Community. It's a program that's being offered. It's over 10 months. And it's every, fourth Sunday in the week. Every second Tuesday from April to January of 2027. It's connected to that place where Dr. King came from, that we all are part of a beloved community. We all have our own parts and roles to play. And we're invited to join with our spiritual communities in a 10-month program to create the beloved community. 2-hour Zoom meeting once a month. Learn, practice, grow. In between meetings, you're encouraged to support one another in demonstrating what you've learned. We need to grow as a congregation. We know that. This is not news, and this is a way for us over the next 10 months to do that together. And last but certainly not least, Unity of Richmond, tithes. We give in the places where our spiritual support comes from. So this month we're giving to the Unity Urban Ministerial School, Unity Worldwide Headquarters, the Richmond Christmas Mother Fund, which is so much fun, and Unity Village. So thank you. That's your board update. Help. Let's go. Let's grow.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, board. We're so glad to, we feel the new energy, we feel energized, and we feel, as said, that we, this year, our commitment is to work and together with you all as we build and grow our community, and to bring us all together of one mind and one heart, and to fulfill that mission of transforming lives and transforming the world. And we do that together. It doesn't just stand on the minister's shoulders or the board's shoulders. It's all of us. And so we're glad that you're going to be on this journey with us. And so if you see this coming around, this is a way for me to know who's planning to attend, so I can send you the link, the Zoom link for the meetings, which will be the same every month, and also the information of what book we're using the book, Building the Loving Community, and that book you will want to have ahead of time and read the first chapter by the first class. So that all information is all on the flyers that we have built on Building the Beloved Community that are out there. So, thank you. Awake, arise, and come alive. What if these weren't just words, but they are an invitation to us all? Now, just a week ago or so, I woke up with those words in my consciousness: awake, arise, and come alive. And I was like, okay, awake, arise, come alive. So I sat down and I meditated on that, and I wrote in my journal. And I wanted to share that with you today as we embark on this Palm Sunday and this time of Easter and renewal. So in my journal, I wrote this, or Spirit, gave me these words: awake, arise, and come alive. Let this be your mantra today. Let this be your life every day. Awake in the sense of aware, being in the present moment. Arise, as in rise in mind. Raise your thoughts to the highest and most beneficial thoughts and feelings. Come alive to wonder. Come alive and out of focusing on a litany of complaints, be they physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual. Awake, arise, and come alive. Be awake. Be transformed. Be risen from the dead and buried past of doom and resume new life, new dawn, new day. I really needed to hear that message. I thought it would be worthy to share it with you as well, because I think it speaks to all of us. Today is Palm Sunday, as we know, and it's the beginning of Holy Week. And it also, of course, coincides with Passover in the Jewish tradition, which this week begins on April 1st and goes through the 9th. It's a week of celebration, and that is what Jesus was coming, and his disciples were coming into Jerusalem to celebrate when what we call Palm Sunday. Every year they would journey to the temple and remember their liberation from slavery in Egypt. And what we call the Last Supper as Christians was most likely a Passover Seder meal. So this invitation invites us to reflect not just on history, but on the meaning of it. What does it mean to us in our lives? How does that play out in our growth and in our transformation and in our consciousness? So today I'm going to share with you a little bit about the metaphysical meaning of Palm Sunday and Passover, along with 6 spiritual steps for healing and inner peace from this book, The Lazarus Blueprint: Ancient Secrets for Healing and Inner Peace, by Mary Alice and Richard Jaffola. And then we'll close with a time of spiritual communion and have an inner experience of that transformation and contemplation on that divine nature. So let me begin with a question. Are the stories in the Bible factual? Not in a literal sense. They were passed down through generations of storytelling, written many generations earlier and rewritten after a while. And, you all might recall that game of telephone that we learned about and played as a child. So that's what happens with word of mouth and storytelling, and it was the communication of the day until the written languages came forward. So there are things in the Bible, I hate to tell you, that are not factual, but that isn't what really matters. What really matters is how we apply those deeper spiritual truths that are contained in them. And so here's another question then. Do they contain spiritual truths? Absolutely. And these scriptures, to us in Unity and New Thought, Scripture is understood as the story of our consciousness, beginning with that idea of separation, with the story of the Adam and Eve being cast out of the Garden of Eden, story all the way up to Jesus' resurrection, Jesus' death and resurrection and his ministry of reunion with the divine, telling his disciples, I and the Father are one. This and greater things shall you do. You are the light of the world. Those were not just words. They were invitations for us to wake up and come back from that separation consciousness. And Palm Sunday isn't just about Jesus coming into Jerusalem. It's about how you enter your city of peace, a higher state of consciousness. And Passover isn't just about liberation from slavery in Egypt. It is about our liberation from fear and doubt and worry and limitation and getting caught up in the conditions of the world, which are quite astounding right now and easy to get caught up in, right? So to me, to be awake and alive is to see and be present to what's before us and be able to transcend that and transcend suffering. And one of the core teachings in Buddhism is that pain is inevitable and suffering is optional. Awakening means realizing that we do have choice, we do have free will, and that will we, the question is, live from our only human consciousness, which is bound to outer conditions, or will we live from that identity, that spiritual I am, that is the I am, the Christ within? Jesus embodied his divine identity. He showed us a way. And he didn't come to show us suffering, but he did come to show us how to live. And yet deeply embedded in Christianity as a faith is this idea of the suffering servant. One of the things I learned in ministerial school as we studied different world religions is that each religion has a core principle, and Christianity is that of the suffering servant. Other religions like the Muslim faith is about service. And anyway, each one has its own. And anyway, so the idea of the suffering servant isn't meant to be taken that I must suffer as Jesus did. I must be crucified metaphorically and overcome that in my life and all of that. Although we do have our own inner struggles and we do go through a process of resurrecting ourselves Spirit resurrecting us, renewing us, moving us to higher consciousness. So today is Sunday and the Passover. I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I do have a little bit of metaphysical interpretation for us of some of the cities and the names and the aspects of Passover and Palm Sunday, which are now up on the screen. So we heard Stephen tell the account in the Daily Word of Jesus coming into Jerusalem riding on the donkey colt, which is a symbol of our spiritual dominion over our human nature. And Jerusalem, when you translate these words from the Hebrew, means city of peace. And so when we rise above the limitations of the ego and that other consciousness, Egypt consciousness, if you will. That's how we enter into peace. Also, the crowds were gathering around and they cried, Hosanna, and they're putting, doing the palm fronds. And Hosanna, when it's translated also, means save us. Save us now. Deliver us. See, they were looking for an outer rescue. Most of Jesus' disciples, yes, they misunderstood his mission. They thought it was an outer rescue from Roman rule, and so did everyone else. That from Roman oppression. And then Rome then represents that outer authority. Outer authority, external authority, and a belief that the power is outside of us. And then, as we dive deeper into Jesus' story, he actually revealed something radically different than that. And that liberation is an inner awakening. Passover celebrates that entry of, as they were coming to celebrate Passover and do, it's a commemoration of the Passover story in the Hebrew scripture, where the Israelites had been enslaved in Egypt for hundreds of years. And Egypt, in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, is our lower consciousness, that state of being in doubt and fear and limitation. And as I'm sure you've all experienced, we all cry, Hosanna, save us, or save me sometimes. Sometimes we're in that state of consciousness and we're looking for a rescue. But the true message is that we're not saved from the outside, but by our awakening from the inside. And the same thing is true from Passover, the message of Passover. Lazarus, we just talked about Passover, but I told you about this book, The Lazarus Principle and Ancient Secrets for Healing and Inner Peace. And I had picked this up. I've had it for a long time. And I thought, well, this probably has a good message for us on Palm Sunday and approaching Easter. And what it is basically in a nutshell is, it's all about the metaphysical meaning of Jesus raising his friend Lazarus from the dead. That last miracle that is speculated to be before Jesus came and his disciples came into Jerusalem, before he was put on trial. And if you don't remember the story, I'm going to refresh your memory, as you may be familiar with it, but it's always good to refresh our memory about it. So some scholars speculate this was the last and the biggest miracle, of course, that Jesus demonstrated. And according to the Gospel of John, Lazarus was the brother of Mary and Martha of Bethany. We heard another story of Jesus going to their house, right? He was an invited guest. And Mary and Martha, one was preparing and worried about cleaning the house. The other one wanted to hear what he had to say. And the two sisters got in an argument. Anyway, that's the Martha and Mary we're talking about, and their brother Lazarus. Anyway, so Jesus is out ministering and teaching, and a messenger came to him and said, come right away, come to Bethany. Lazarus is on his deathbed. And Jesus did not leave immediately, as the story goes. He waited 2 days before he traveled to Bethany. And when he got there, Lazarus was already in the tomb, wrapped in burial cloths. People were mourning and gathering to show their respects. And they even said to him, if you'd come earlier, he would not be dead. You see, they were bereft. And then Jesus said, have I not taught you, have I not told you to have faith? And that's when he asked them to roll away the stone of the cave. And they're like, wait, but he's been in there a long time. It's really smelly in there. We don't want to. He thought, no, roll away the stone, he said. So they did. And then he made a command, and he said, Lazarus, come out. And Lazarus walked out of the tomb. And then he invited them to remove those burial wraps that were wrapped around him, as was how they buried the dead. So Lazarus represents that part in us, the current part or self, that feels stuck, buried, limited. And Jesus represents our higher nature, that divine within. And when that divine within calls, come forth, wake up, arise, be alive. It's calling us out of that tomb of old beliefs, of the things that keep us stuck and being small. So this story, as the Jafalas outline in the book, is a story about with a blueprint for our own transformation, which are revealed in 5 or 6 steps. Actually, 6 steps. And those 6 steps are listed here: to turn away, to remove the stone, have great expectations, upfront thanksgiving, a strong command, and a dropping of the old role. So to turn away means turning away from the problem, not to dwell on it, I had to do that yesterday for a moment when my car wouldn't start and I was at Costco with the cake and my dog and the car, and I couldn't go anywhere, and I was like, okay. I called Mary Ellen and I asked her a little bit because she has the same kind of car I do. And she came to help me, and thank you. Anyway, but I thought, I set my intention today, which was a daily thing with this prosperity class we've been doing, and my intention was to be in peace and stay relaxed. And so I took the dog out for a walk. I had an idea to come back and do some things and try something to get started. Anyway, turning away from the problem for a moment, just stepping aside, going within, pressing pause, and not dwelling on the problem. Sometimes we have to step away from it for a little bit to receive from this inner silence a solution. Okay, the second one, removing the stone. It's about releasing resentment. It's about forgiveness. It's about releasing fear and limiting beliefs about ourselves or about the world or other people. That's removing the stone. And the giving thanks, we talk about this a lot in Unity, about living in a state of gratitude, being grateful no matter what, finding it good to be grateful no matter what. And many accounts in the New Testament tell of Jesus giving a thank you prayer before any of the miracles were performed. And then, step number 5, speak the word. Claim your truth with authority. He called Lazarus to come out. Come out. Speak it aloud. Whether it's your dream or your intention, use the power of the word. And then number 6 is about dropping our old role. It's about dropping the story of all the drama. Letting go of who you have been. And sometimes that's a little hard. Has anyone ever had like a major shift in your life and other people around you didn't quite see that new you, and they're still seeing the old you? Or perhaps you still revert back to the old you now and then. But anyway, so that's the last step, because we do want to release that old role, and so we don't specifically within ourselves. And transformation requires that new vision of yourself. Now, our co-founder Myrtle Fillmore did just that when she working on her healing, as she tells her story in her own words, which we have in printed publication. She stopped talking to her body in a negative way, like my body is weak, my body is sickly, and those kinds of thoughts that she had around what she was taught from her childhood, as well as the medical profession at that time about the tuberculosis condition that she had. And so she gave those up, and she started telling a different story. She started talking to her body with love and loving it into health. And so that's releasing the old story, dropping the old role. And we too can do that. And so that voice of our higher self calling us out of that tomb to awake, arise, and come alive is calling us to step out of the grave of limitation, to release the past, and to claim the life that is already yours in spirit. And I would like, as I was preparing for this came to me. I wasn't sure how it was going to relate, but this came to me a memory of a time in my life when I was living in northwestern Montana, and I was just waking up, and I was also learning to integrate these new thought principles, the principles of unity that, and at the time it came through in my songwriting. And so I was receiving powerful messages that were coming through in song. And during that time in my Big Fork community in Big Fork, Montana, one of the local members of the community, everybody knew him. He worked at the local Ace hardware store. He tragically drowned in the lake out doing on a wave runner. I was invited to sing at the memorial service. And so I found myself reflecting on our physical mortality and reflecting on our eternal nature. And that life has no guarantees. We don't know when it's going to be our time. And in that moment, I connected deeply with this knowing that I am not a body and spirit never dies. So my spirit never dies. I may have a body for a period of time. We all have bodies for a period of time. But the spirit, the I am, remains. And I realized that I was not limited to that. And I didn't want to live my life anymore sort of just guarded and protecting my mortality, right? So out of that awareness, the song called The Promise came to me, and I still, when I sing it or review the words today, it still moves me profoundly, the message that is in it. So I wanted to share it with you in the right key. I've lived a life with senses dulled. I'm awake now with a heart that's full. I can never go back to that dreamed state. Fully alert, I step into eternity's wake. Before I lay this body down, before I leave this world behind, I'll take each day and make it count, and live no longer as though I were blind. None of us can ever know when it is our time to go, though eternity is here and now. To live life fully, I make this vow. So that's just a short piece of the song. One that when I was in a trio, we did it on our album, the Swan River Trio. And anyway, to live life fully, there's another part of it where it says, before I lay this world behind me before I lay this body down. I will love and honor the life I've been given. And so that has always called to me. And it's called me to awake, to arise, and to come alive, and to live my life fully, and to live in the now, and not just that one foot in the grave of fear and worry and darkness and concern and anxiety and all those things, although they do rise up from time to time, and I have to continue to calm myself down and make a choice. And so we all get to make a choice, and we continue to do it again and again, right? That's what true repentance is to make a new choice. Choose the higher consciousness, the higher thought, the highest thought that you can in any given situation. And so I wanted to close out then. I'll do it with this review, of course. So the things that we can do to turn it around and make that choice and to use these ancient secrets for healing and inner peace are, again, turn away from the problem, remove the stone, have great expectations, give thanks in advance, and to speak a strong command, and to drop the old role. So these are not just steps, they are the pathway to our peace and the pathway to our freedom. And Palm Sunday and Passover remind us that this is the journey out of bondage and into awakening, out of fear and into life. And because if we're spending our lives trying to avoid suffering, then we're really not living fully at all, right? We're closed, we're protecting all the time and guarded instead of open to love. So you and I are here to know our true identity, and you are here to shine that light. And I want to end with the words from A Course in Miracles, Lesson 75. The light has come. You are healed and you can heal. You are saved and you can save. You are at peace and you bring peace with you wherever you go. Darkness and turmoil and death have disappeared. The light has come. Today, we celebrate the happy ending of your long dream of disaster. There are no dark dreams now. The light has come. Today, the time of light begins for you and everyone. It is a new era in which a new world is born. The old one has left no trace in it on its passing. And today, we see a different world because the light has come. And you are that light. So it is. And now, to honor that, we're going to prepare for our communion, our spiritual communion. You can see on the screen. Hopefully you at home have had a chance to get your juice and a cracker. So a little bit about this ritual, and then I'm going to call the prayer chaplains who are here to greet you. Ritual is the most ancient of languages. The most ancient one of all is a physical embrace, and a language that can say and do what words cannot. And for thousands of years, humans have gathered in ritual, either by the fire or in places of worship or altars somewhere in their homes, to connect with ourselves, with one another, and with the divine. And ritual binds us to creation, and in that bond we experience the sacred. So that's what we're here today, to experience the sacred. And the heart of every ritual has two elements, that of intention and that of action. So our heart intention is gratitude for the freedom and knowledge to know the spiritual truths that we know, and our action of partaking of the bread and the grape juice, which is the action. And so this practice invites us to be present, to awaken, and to come fully alive and in this moment, aware of your own light and the light of others that you share community with. So you have a piece of bread and the grape juice, and you can see that the bread represents the substance of spirit, the one presence and the one power, that body of divine ideas, inspiration, creativity, that spirit moves in and through us as instruments and vehicles of itself. And the wine, which is grape juice, is representative of our life force, that activity of spirit that enlivens us, that renews us. It circulates those ideas through us, in us, and as us. So as you come forward in a moment, the prayer chaplains will offer you words of reminder of truth. And I just invite you to receive them as you take the bread first, and then, depending on which side of the room you're on, take it from that side and then go back to your seat that way. And if you're on this side, go that way. So we'll share this as a community, and it is an intimate recognition of each other's true identity. The I am that Jesus was telling us about. And as always in unity, it's optional, and you can participate in it whatever way is meaningful for you. So Ian will play some meditative music. So let's have our prayer chaplains coming forward. We'll come from the, well, you can start at any time, but if you want to start from the back of the room, you can come up. Receive the bread and the message the prayer chaplain is offering you. And then drink your juice, and there's a little receptacle to put the cup in. Use these affirmations, those of you who are at home that are on the screen, and those of you who are still in your seats. So as we complete this communion here, let us say these affirmations that are on the screen. I am divine life living. I am divine life loving. I am divine. I am eternal. I am holy. The I am is my true identity. So it is.
All right, that was lovely. Thank you, Reverend Valorie and Ian. All right, now it is time to, I believe, engage in the meditation. So, or is it not? Okay. My meditation song? Okay. Okay. Oh, that was essentially already. All right, now let us honor the substance of spirit with our tithes and offerings. Ushers, would you please come forward? And folks, if you'll join me in saying together the prosperity blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful. Ian?
Everybody puts their faith in something. Where have I put my faith? In money and toys, they're just sad decoys. It can't give me what it takes. What it takes when my wisdom fails, and I'm cast out on seas of fear, is to put my faith in your goodness and love. Know that you're always here. When I put my faith in you, the world is a different place. I see a different view. There's nothing that I can't face. Spirit and strength are renewed when I put my faith in you. Some people put their faith in science, some in politics. Nations wage war, the poor remain poor, and everything seems to get fixed. Nothing get thick till we give it to you, and then get out of the way. I put my faith in your wisdom and power. That's where it's gonna stay. When I put my faith in you, the world is a different place. I see a different view. There's nothing that I can't face. Spirit and strength are renewed when I put my faith in you. My faith in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. That was lovely. All right. Now, if our ushers would come forward again as we acknowledge our tithes and offerings, together with me, if you'll read the affirmation. We give thanks for the gifts that will support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. Thank you. And do we have any youth coming forward today? I see them. Well, we're going to bless them anyway, wherever they are. So now we would like to give thanks, because Thanksgiving is not just reserved for one holiday. Our prayer chaplains, the prayer chaplain program, as we said earlier, is a wonderful, very, very mutually rewarding program. The prayer chaplains are available after each service for a confidential prayer correspondence, and everything is, again, held exclusive to that conversation. And, of course, if you have a choice of chaplains at times. Today we have Junius and Carol on deck today, so they'll be available for you. We would like to also give thanks to our music team. Going solo is Ian today, who always delivers. Debbie, of course, for keeping the place clean and tidy and presentable, as always. The audiovisual team, who keeps us virtual. All of our guest speakers today, our ushers, of course, for their due diligence, and, of course, Reverend Valorie. Thank you for a wonderful service. Rob Jones for your update. We appreciate you, friend. And now, Casey, yes, and Casey, sorry, thank you. Casey, of course, for keeping things in order, because he is divine order on staff, that's for sure. Oh, word. All right. Now, if you will join us all in the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And let's sing it.
God as creator.